Please welcome Jon Caldara, President of the Independence Institute.
Thank you so much. Let me ask you the quick question. Are your brains full yet? Yeah? The beautiful thing about the Western Conservative Summit, it's like sipping out of a fire hose, and it's really difficult, but it fills your mind, it fills your heart. I want to tell you a little bit about why I think we should save the nation. Anybody give me an amen on that one? There is only one way, I believe, to save this nation, and that is to first save Colorado. Let me give you the quick story. I believe Colorado has a magnetic pull. I believe Colorado has a gravitational force that brings creators here, people who want to build their own lives, who want to write their own biographies. My father worked for IBM in the 60s, and he was on the fast track. And every 2 years, he got moved because IBM stood for, I've been moved. And so he was bopping around in the Northeast states all over, and every 2 years we would move, and he wanted to come out here. Why? He could never explain it. He demanded to come out here. He finally got the offer, a huge promotion, and IBM was going to send him out west to St. Louis. He said no, and you don't turn down IBM promotions. 6 months later, he got the huge promotion, the big one everyone was waiting for, and the guarantee to move out west to Chicago. He didn't take it. He gave up 12 years on the fast track in the biggest company in the United States, got a job with RCA's computer division here in Colorado, drug out 4 kids, bought a house he hadn't seen, left everyone he knew, his whole support network, and started building roots here. Of course, 6 months later, RCA canceled their computer division, which is why you're all using RCA computers today. And as a kid, I'm wondering, why is Dad hanging around the house so much? He was able to find job after job to keep us in Colorado. I grew up in the same home, and there was something magical about Colorado. It was as if the values of liberty grew out of the soil and infected us. It was like the culture came in. There was no talk about, are you a libertarian or do you believe in free markets? It was just assumed that you do what you do, I do what I do, and we work together when we want to. That's why Ayn Rand put Galt's Gulch, her fictional utopia, in Colorado. I wonder today if my father was looking to go somewhere, would it be Colorado? Or has Colorado changed? How has it changed? I believe we're losing Colorado because the left plays a better, smarter game. At the Independence Institute, our job is to flip that so that we start to win. Now, part of it is getting good people into office, but the left wins over time because they build an infrastructure of people, organizations that keep pushing their agenda. We build what we call capacities. I want to tell you about 4 of them today. One of the things the left does so well is they work in cyberspace. They connect people through communities. If you want to start something, if you want to raise money, you go to Kickstarter. You go to some sort of crowdfunding site, GoFundMe. But if you are a conservative, you might get kicked off. eBay is kicking off conservatives. YouTube is kicking off conservatives and gun owners. We created a safe place called FreedomFi. FreedomFi is a crowdsourcing website. For those of you who don't know what that is, ask your grandkids. The idea is that people can go and find funding for the projects, the art projects, the things they want to do, and do it in a safe place. I'll give you a case in point. We have a gentleman out in Rhode Island, a college kid, Sumanskis, who is a devout Catholic and put up a poster about his feelings on gay marriage. And in this Catholic school, he was kicked out, given a restraining order. There were threats on his life. There were threats of rape to him, including cartoons showing him being raped. He needs help. He went to FreedomFi to start a campaign to get his legal costs covered so he could go back and be on that property. That's what FreedomFi is. Another website, another platform would have kicked him off. Please, if you feel so, help that good man. We believe that the taxpayer Bill of Rights is crucial for Colorado. It's all about consent. Government can grow as large as we like if we just ask. We can go into debt as much as any socialist would like. All you have to do is ask. However, over the last 25 years, the taxpayer Bill of Rights has been under constant attack, and consent has been ripped away from the people of Colorado. Now, I find it fascinating that in this Me Too world, this hashtag Me Too world, the left believes in consent as they should, except when it comes to the consent of the governed on our own wallets. We are working to restore the taxpayer Bill of Rights so that the legislature can't just call something a fee and take our money. Who writes the narratives that win? What are the stories that we hear? The left indoctrinates us. The media is part of the left. We needed a capacity to counter that. How many people here are familiar with the Drudge Report? How many people visit it very often? You must do the same for CompleteColorado.com. It is Colorado's version of the Drudge Report, which aggregates news but also has a crew of investigative reporters giving you the news you wouldn't see otherwise. We break stories that the other media has to cover. And at some point, and it might be sooner than we think, we will be more of a news source in this town than the former Denver Post. One of the tricks that the left uses is a bait and switch. They hold core functions of government hostage until we raise taxes for it. They've tried in the past by holding our kids' educational futures hostage and said, give us more money. And statewide, we've led the campaigns to say no by a vote of 2-1. Today, they're holding our roads hostage. 10 years ago, about 10% of our budget went to our roads. Now it's closer to 6%. And if you've been on the roads, you know how awful it is. When I was a kid in the early 70s, we would take a 2-lane, each direction highway up to Fort Collins. We had a population of about 1.5 million. Today we have a population close to 6 million, and it's the same 2 lanes. What are they spending their money on? Medicaid expansion. Without asking us to vote for a tax increase for Obamacare, they are letting our roads deteriorate to the point that we will be asked this fall for a tax increase for transportation. We at the Independence Institute know that is a bait and switch, and we're going to hold them to it. We are working right now to gather signatures to put a proposal on this fall's ballot demanding that the state legislature spend $3.5 billion on fixing our deteriorating road system without raising taxes. We call it Fix Our Damn Roads. Unless you're underage, then it's Fix Our Darn Roads. I need your help. I need you to do a few things because Colorado is worth saving. The very first and easiest thing to do, please, on your daily to-read list, go to CompleteColorado.com. Learn the news that the news isn't giving you. It'll be the best 2 minutes of your day. Secondly, if you believe in the taxpayer Bill of Rights, go to our booth and sign a pledge we call Tabor Yes. And as people are on this stage begging for their votes, your votes, demand that they also sign the pledge saying we will not weaken or go around the taxpayer Bill of Rights. I'm asking you to also go to this booth and sign our petition to fix our roads without a tax increase. We need to receive about 130,000 signatures to get this on the ballot. Yours are crucial. Please get out and do so. And finally, if you care, fund some of the projects on freedomfi.com. Look at the few that we have there. Throw $5, $10, $50 to something you care about as we build an online community, because when we fight together, we win. As we say at the Independence Institute, freedom is a team sport. We also know that politics is the lagging indicator of change. Culture is the leading indicator of change. And the capacities that we work for, that we slave over, build a capacity, build a cultural change over time. They fear us because we're effective. I want you to be part of what we do. And let me ask you one last time to go online and check out these websites. And wherever you go, whatever you do, the only thing we ask of everyone is to think freedom first. Colorado is worth saving. We can save it. But let's think freedom first. And thank you for being here, and thank you for your time.